How long will it take a Sudoku amateur to solve a Cracking the Cryptic video? So here is a video that's recommended to me, and I want to try to solve it and see how long it takes me. So for context, I have solved some newspaper Sudokus, so I know the basic rules, and I've done this video idea twice and fully failed because the puzzle was just too difficult. So I know the tool now a bit, the Sudoku pad, and I've been watching, I don't know, 20, 30 Cracking the Cryptic videos, so I know a bit of the logic as well. But I think that's as far as my Sudoku experience goes. So let's see, 17 fives. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Middlers. Find 9 middler cells in the grid, 1 in each row, column, and 3 by 3 box, each containing a different digit. The value of a middler cell is 5, regardless of the digits in the cell. Already crazy. So that means I think that I can put any number here. Would start. No, undo. 2, but for the rest of the logic, it's a 5. That's so the value is 5 and the digit is 2. Already weird, but I can color, I think. Then we have German whispers. If 2 cells are joined by a green line, like this, the value of these cells must have a difference of at least 5. So I have seen this rule before. I think the main trick is, or not the main trick, but one of the tricks is that this can never contain a 5. So already, as the name also implies, this is about 5s. And then these go either low, high, or high, low. And there's more restrictions. Then we have V clues. Cells joined by a V have values that sum to 5. So that can be a 1, 4 or 2, 3 basically. And it cannot be one of these middler cells that I have to find a color for. Then we have X clues that sum to 10. So yeah, I don't have to name all the options, but also cannot contain a 5. So all these are not 5s. So there's already many not 5s. And then we have crop key, which I never heard of. Oh, there's just cells separated by a white dot contain consecutive values. I have seen that before, but I didn't know the name. Then we have palindrome. The values along the gray line read the same forwards and backwards. Okay, so that's, let's say 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, for example, which is perfectly fine also by Sudoku rules in this case. And is this an odd length as well? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so if it's an even length, then you have 2 of the same numbers next to each other, which is also possible if you have exactly something like this. So that's that. Let's get cracking. I have to find my own catchphrase, I think. So one thing that I find out is that these 2 numbers are the same, except they can be middlers. So how annoying is that going to be? These are all the rules, yeah? Yeah, so I have to really keep in mind all the middlers. So this is something I have to grasp now. So all these cells, these cells, no, these cells, all these cells cannot contain a 5 as a value, which doesn't mean they cannot contain a 5 as a digit. No, it's the other way around. But these could, yeah, so it's the other way around. So there will be some numbers that look like a non-5, but they count as a 5 for this stuff. So what does that mean? Why is that important? When will that be important? Because, let's read it again. The value of a middler cell is 5. So is it hard to place these middler cells already? Yeah, for example, this is a 5. Or a middler cell. Or both. and here as well. So we have 2 places. I am going to write a 5 here and here, just because they cannot go on the green line, they cannot go on the X, they cannot go on the V. And here the same thing, but could they be a middler cell? Or do they have to be a middler cell? Each contains a different digit, so there can only be one middler cell that also is a 5. So how do I solve this paradox? Am I not understanding the rules yet? Because I think, let's say, so the question becomes, where do we put the 5 and where do we put the middler cell? Because so there's 2 things that have the value of 5. The values, this is all by all these rules are for values and not digits. So there's no trick there. So only sudoku is for digits. And all these rules are for values. So, for example, let's say this is not the middler line. Well, the middler line can go nowhere. But the 5... Oh, the 5 could go here. So you can have a 5 in here. Because the other one would be that's the thing. So there would be the middler cell and the 5 can combine to an X. Okay, so we learned something. And is that possible here? So can this be a 5? No. So here maybe it isn't because these overlap. Let me see. So let's say this cannot be a 5. Cannot have value 5. So because this cannot have value 5 because of the German whisper, this cannot have value 5. So this is a 5 and a middler cell, I think. So it would be interesting to watch back their solve from the Cracking the Cryptic channel to see if this is where they start as well. And then this is a 5. No, this doesn't even have to be a 5 then. But can this be... No, this still can never be a 5. So the X can be a 5, can contain 5s, as long as they have a middler cell. That's the one thing that we learn. So this is the 5 in both value and digit. So this is a... what were the hotkeys again? A 4, 6, 4 or 6, because these are consecutive. Right? We could call it this high, low, high, low, high, low, because this one also continues the pattern. So then, where does the 5 go on here? So if this is a 5... Oh, my bad. Color 5. If this is a 5, then we have a problem. Because then this is not possible. So the 5 is in here. And the yellow is in here as well. So I think I can do it like this. So one of these is a 5 and one of these is a middler cell with basically the value is determined by sudoku. It's so easy to make a mistake, but I think this is correct. The heat doesn't help either. It's already 29 degrees now because I'm recording. The computer generates more heat. But I think that makes sense. Yeah. So there could be a 5 here, but then where does the middler cell go? Nowhere. So that means the 5 cannot go here, because if the middler cell goes here, the 5 goes here. And the middler cells cannot go in here. So I think I'm going to do some coloring, just maybe it helps envision some stuff. So these are we don't know yet if they're high or low, but these are from some parity. So to explain, if you are not familiar yet, is because these have a difference bigger than 5, then if one of these is from 1 to 3, 4, because it cannot be a 5, because there's no difference bigger than 5 possible. So if this is from 1 to 3, 4, then this is from 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this is again from, so these kind of switch high to high low, but we don't know yet which is which. And then here we have almost all the digits used. And there's a thing with the 1 and the, no. So I have learned some stuff from there. The 4 always is paired with the 9. And the 1 is always paired with the, no. The 6 is always paired with the 1. So they cannot go in the middle in a straight line. Because if this is a 6, undo. If this is a 6, then this needs to be a 1, but this also needs to be a 1. So that's not possible. So I think that means that in this row, the 1, no, the 4 and the 6 go here. We still don't know which is which. Because both cannot be, well, they cannot be here. Can they be here? Yeah, they could. So this is not correct yet. So I think the 4 and the 6 go in one of these. Because if this is a 6, then we have 1, 1, which is fine. So how do I even mark this? I don't think I can mark this. So I just have to kind of remember, well, these are high and low. Does that matter? So this could be 4 and 6. Or 6 and 4. Yeah, I think that's all still fine. So I think that's not enough to go off. I mean, yeah, I think that's not enough. So the 4 and the 6 are in one of these, both in one of these 3 cells. Not sure if that's the next step. So let me see the gray thing again. Palindrome. Don't think that comes into play very early, although what that means is we know these 2 cells are the same, these 2 cells are the same value, and these 2 cells are the same value. So it does mean something. So what can we do with that information? I think it's still about the 5s. So again, we know this is not a 5. We now even more so know that this is not a 5. These aren't 5s either, because this is not a... Wait, no, that's not true. This could be a 6, 5 or whatever. So are there more restrictions? These are also the same. So there's so many of these cells that are the same value as another cell, but not the same digit per se. So let's see if there's any more restricted things for 5s. Well, these cannot be 5s. This is not a 5. Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't think... So, yeah, there's a 5. Yeah, so here, for example, maybe this is interesting. So can this cannot be a 5. So either this is a 5 or this is a 5. I wrote this down wrong as well. It should be like this. And then this is a possible 5 value as well. So it's either this or this. So I think I'm fine with making this half yellow. And that means that this is half yellow as well. So we have something here maybe. So these two rows are kind of satisfied, I think, because if this is, yeah, and I'm coloring this because of the palindrome line. And what does it leave us with here? Could this be a 5? Could this be, because that would force this to be a 5. Which would make this a 5. So I have to kind of grasp still what it means, because it's called 17 5, and I understand why, because there's 9 5 digits and there's 9 5 values, but one of them overlaps. So now thinking about value 5s. And the value 5 does not interfere with the sudoku digit 5, so, but I'm still correct in blocking this. So that value stands. So I'm looking just where do the yellow middling cells go. And I think this is correct. So I have to kind of do sudoku. This row. Yeah, it's, so this whole row is taken now. So where does it go in this row? Column. Not here. I think it has to be like this or this. Let me see. No. Wait. If it's this one, then it's also this one, and then these. So it's not here. That's what we can conclude. So yes, because these, either these are both yellow or they are not both yellow. Wait, or they could be the regular 5. Okay, so I still have to grasp it that half yellow. What does that actually mean? Does it mean it's either a digit 5 or a middler? Or can it be none of those? So if this is a 5, still hard to grasp this rule. So maybe I have to just try it out. So let's say I make this yellow. That it means that this is needs to have value 5. So it's either a 5 or the middler, right? So that means if this is yellow, this is 5, this is 5. How am I in the color mode? This is 5. This is yellow and this is 5. That's fine. Or this is yellow. Does that force this to be a 5? Yeah. So this is very important. So I think this is a 5 5 middler pair, which means that these are all taken. It means that these cannot contain a 5, these cannot contain a 5, this cannot contain a 5, and this needs still a 5 and a middler. This needs 1. Wait, this cannot take it. So this is also a, because there cannot be 2. Yeah, I think this is also a half yellow, which basically means it's either a 5 or a middler. And this this whole thing never contains one. And this, do these block each other? No. But there cannot be another one of these on the line, I think. Or could there? Could this be a... Because this box needs a 5... Yeah. Why not this? So then the symmetry would be like something like whatever, 1, middler, 5, whatever, middler, 5. Yeah, I think it can still be like that. So let me write it down. So if this is a 5, this is a 5, this is yellow, this is 5, this is yellow, then this could be a 5. Can the yellows see each other? No, because then they are in the same row. So this is not possible. This cannot be a yellow if this is a 5. Because it forces this to be yellow, and the other way around. So if this is a 5, then this is a 5. Then this can be yellow, and this cannot be a 5. So, okay, so this is also a yellow one. That's what I just proved, I think. And we remove this. These 5s. So these are 5s. And I can also do it like this. And then here it's in one of these. So but not sure if there's a way to figure this out. So let's again highlight everything that's not a 5 or a middler. This is for the full box. This row is satisfied. This box is satisfied. This row is satisfied. Cannot go on the gray line anymore. Cannot go here. This column is satisfied. So one of these. But can it be here? No. Because then... Or yes. These are allowed to see each other, I think. Yeah, just like here. Don't think there's an issue. Wait, this whole column is gone, so we do need... And this whole box is gone. This could be a double 5. Could it be a triple 5? Think so. In that case, this would be the 5 here. So this whole area is quite restricted right now. Also because these aren't 5s, these aren't 5s. By symmetry. Could this be double 5? No. Because, well, yeah, I think it still can, because it's just the other one of this one. So then here we need 2 more. So I think this is also a 5, because they cannot be both. Yeah, they can be both in here. So why is it I was thinking they cannot be both here? Just because by the symmetry logic, because it also puts one here, I think, and then we have 3. Yeah, so they can go both in here. Is there other stuff to do than find these 5s? Maybe I'll make this some color. No, I think it will be too messy. So let's see. Let's say this is a 5. Then these aren't 5s. So this would be a 5. And then we need 2 more. No, and then one of these is a 5. That's all fine, I think. And let's say this is a 5. Then this is not a 5. Then this is not a 5. So then both need to go in here. Because if one of them is in here, then the other one is in here as well. So I think it's likely, but that's not Sudoku saying that it's likely. Or can we disprove it this way? So that makes this a 5. Makes this box full. Or when we make this a middler or a 5. Makes this row, this column fulfilled. We need 2 more in here. We need 1 in here. I think it's all fine. So where does the other middler or 5 go from these? Can I do something like this just to note it? That I know it's one of these. And then either these are all 5s or they are all not 5s. Is there anything else to learn here? What does this see? I think. Yeah, because, so these are all not 5s. We knew that. Can these be both 5 still? Think so? Do I need to do something different than finding 5? So these are not 5s. This is also high, low, high, low. And the 4 and the 6 have to go. So they cannot go here, the 4 and the 6. They cannot go here. So that's interesting, right? They cannot go here and here. So the 4 and the 6 have to go in one of these 3 cells again. So it could be 6, 4, 4, 6. And if this is a 6, yeah, so this is a 4, 6. Because if this is a 4, where does the 6 go? It goes in one of these, but it needs the 4 again. So this is a 4, 6 pair that I randomly kind of stumbled upon. Just because it has to go on the edge of the whisper line, as explained before. This has to add to 10. And then this cannot contain a... Well, it can contain a 4. Wait. I'm too fast. Oh, and I'm too fast with undoing as well. This can be 1, 4, and then the 6 could go here. Yeah. No, because that would put the 1 here. So this is a 6, 4 pair. Which makes this a 2, 3 pair. Yeah, because this... Yeah, I think that's fair. So this is... No, we don't know whether it's high or low. But this is from some numbers. Right? From 1 to 1. Oh, there's only one low number left. That's interesting. So this is a 1. I think, because we need... Because so these cells... Let me go slower. Are from 1. Just because everything else is taken, right? 1, 7, 8, 9. And this needs to be low, high, or high, low. So because we have only one low number, this is a 1. We know this is high. Well, that means this is 4, 9. And it also means this is high. So that's interesting. So I could all fill it out yet, but I don't have to. But it's interesting how much that propagates here. So blue is low. This is a 6. This is a 7, 8 pair. So now this cannot be a 4 or a 6 anymore. Cannot be a 4. So then we know that this is a 4-6 pair. So there is some Sudoku to be done. Because it has to be at the end of the line. And the only other option was here, but now that's not possible anymore. And because it's high, red is high, this is 6, 4, this is 1. And then this is a 9. It's the only high value left. Interesting. Actually, it goes quite far, this whole thing. So this is 2, 3. This is 2, 3. 5 different. So 2 and 7 are allowed. So this is all possible. This cannot be a 6. So this is 7, 8, 9. This can be a 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we are back to the regular non-blocked. Oh, but it's not two. Well, it can be a 2 or a 3. Okay, wait. How does this work? Am I already... I went too fast. So now we need too many 4s and 3. One of these can still be a 5, but the V sum to 5. So one of these needs to be a 5 and one of these needs to be a value of 5. But that doesn't help us a whole lot. So I have made a mistake somewhere. Let me see if undoing helps. Or is the mistake before this? So I'm saying this is 7, 8. I'm saying this is not... So my question was, where does the 6 and the 4 go? And they cannot go in any of these. So they have to both go here. And this is high. And this is low. And this is 1. Oh, wait. Yeah. So this is not a 9. This is 7, 8, 9. That's hopefully enough to... So why was I saying this needs to be a 2 or a 3? Because it's the only low digit left. So how does that work? And maybe I proved the opposite. Because, yeah, the 1, it's not a 1 and it's not a 4, but we already have the 2, 3 pair here. Because it cannot, so I have to backtrack more. I'm sorry, guys. Let me see. The logic here was also, where do the 4 and the 6 go? So the 4 and the 6 do not go here. It doesn't go here, it doesn't go here, doesn't go here and here. And then my logic was, if this is a 4, then this is a 9. Yeah, so maybe it's the exact thing I hadn't considered. So if this is a 4, then the 6 can't go here and it can't go here. Because the 4 would need to be the other one. If this is a... So this cannot be a 4. Am I missing something? If this is a 4, where does the 6 go? Nah, nowhere. So this is not a 4. If this is a 6, where does the 4 go? It could go... can't go in one of these, but could it go here? Well, this would need to be a 4-1 pair. But if this is 6, this is a 1. So this, I think, still I would say that this is a 4-6 pair. Which means... Maybe I thought that the 1 doesn't go anywhere, but... Why is that? Because this could be... Well, this cannot be 1 and 4. So this is a 2-3 pair. And then my logic was, well, all the lows are taken. So this needs to be a 1 because otherwise both of these would need to be a 1. If this is a 6, then what goes here? So still agree with myself here. That's good. It's always good to be in agreement. And if this is a 1, that means this is low. That means this is a 4, this is a 9, this is a 6, and this is 7, 8. So what am I missing here? Because up until here, I think I'm fine. That means this cannot not. So then I said, well, where does 4, 6 go in this row? And it can only go in one of these. And because this is high, this is 6, 4. Next to the 6 is always the 1. And then we need a 2 and 3 here and here. And that's not solvable by this middler thing because it only makes it worse, right? So we broke Sudoku, I think, because we don't want any 5s or middlers in here. Now we need 3 of these here. Yeah, so I think I have to give up. Is that true? I'm just missing a rule. Let me triple check. Normal Sudoku rules, digits, middlers, 9 middlers for cells in the grid. Oh yeah, that's one more way to disambiguate the middlers is because every yellow cell has to be a different value from each other. It doesn't matter for this, but it's good to keep in mind. The value of a middler cell is 5. German whispers, green line, difference of at least 5. V clues sum to 5. X clues sum to 10. Could this be? No, it cannot be 5 and 5. Oh, I already have the 5 here, but that's because this cannot be a 5. Crop key. So this would be a 3 in this case. Which would make this a 3. But I'm still stuck here, right? Because this cannot be a 5 anymore. This is an 8. And then this is a 2. This is a 3. And now where does the 3 go? What goes in here? Cannot be 0. So what am I missing? This logic has to be wrong. I am going to try it one more time. So the question is, I think this 5, that's correct, and it doesn't really depend on anything else. So the question is, in this column, where do 4 and 6 go? We know it cannot be in the middle of a straight whisper line, because if there's a 4, then we need a 9 and a 9 on both sides. And they cannot become yellow, it doesn't fix it. So this is not... Or maybe let's say where does not the 4 and the 6, but where does the 4 go? This is not a 4. This could be a 4, this could be a 4. This could be a 4, that would force this to be a 6, which is fine. This is not a 4, this is not a 4. But if this is a 4, this will be a 6. This will be a 1. That's fine. If this is a 4, then this is a 1, because they need to add to 5. Then these cannot be a 6 anymore, because that would need a 4 in the other one. and it's already taken. And this cannot be a 6 because it needs a 1 in the other one. So these cannot be a 4. If this is a 4, then where does the 6 go? So this is not a 4 either. So 4 is in one of these. Yeah, obviously I'm missing something because I'm running into a paradox, but because I'm just doing the same logic. And then the 6. So now we know the 4 is in here. So 6 cannot be in here because it's already more than 5. The 6 cannot be, it can be here, cannot be here and here because it's the middle of a whisper line, a straight whisper line. Still considering whether the yellow makes difference, still concluding it doesn't. So if this is a 6, then this is a 1. But yeah, just that the 4s are forced in here just means that the 6 is forced in here because it needs to add to 10. So we can just say 4 and 6. Cool. That's cool. And because that's a 4 in here, the only way to make 5 is 2 and 3. We need both the 2 and the 3 to make 5. So then the question is, where does the 1 go? Can the 1 go here? Well, if the 1 goes here, then there needs to be a 6 in here. There needs to be a high value here. And then what low value can go here? 4 goes here, 2 and 3 goes here. So it cannot be here. This needs to be the 1. Which means this is low. Which means it's like this. Next to the 4 always is the 9. Which means this is from 7 and 8. And then, because this pair, this is 7 and 8. So I have to keep an eye. So this is not 2 and 3. So what can this value be if this is high? Can it be a 1? Yes. Can it be a 4? No. Because the 4 only goes to a 9. So this, maybe I'll start from that side. This needs to be a 1. Because it can be no other low digits. And then this could be a 2 and a 3. So then the question becomes, where does the 6 go and where does the 4 go? Again, so let's say this cannot be a 4. So this is a 2 and a 3. This cannot be a 4 because it's next to a 7 and 8. So this is also a 2 and a 3. So this is a 4. Where does the 6 go? Oh, it can go in one of these. The 6. Right. And the 4? Right. Maybe the 4 can also go there. So we are not stuck. So I think the logic that this needs to be a 1 still holds. And that these are a 2-3 pair also holds. But the 4 or a 6 go in here. Not both. So we still, but one of them can go here. So this is from, can it be a 6? No. So this is 7, 8, 9. Can this be a 6? No. So this is also 7, 8, 9. So that's a triplet. And then these are a 4, 5, 6 triplet. So we did find a solution to my paradox. And one of these is a 5. So this is not a 5. Nice. And that does help us a lot because every cell we have filled is not a 5. Well, most of them we already knew are not 5s. But still, and then, because a 5 is taken here, this is a 3. This is a 3 by symmetry. This is an 8. No symmetry there. It's interesting that these see kind of way more than normal for Sudoku. And then we can say, oh yeah, this is 2, 3. Does that restrict anything? 7 and 8. Well, this cannot be a 7 anymore, and this cannot be a 7. So this is the 7, 8. So now we are zooming. This is the fun part, right? This is now a 8, 9. How do we do it? Pair, which both are okay. Then this is not 6. So this is also 7, 8, 9. Cannot be an 8. So this highlight, not sure. I like it. I'm sure I like it, but not sure how to disable it because the cryptic guys don't have it, but it helps spot these things. Then this is a 7, 9 because it cannot be a. Oh wait, it can. Oh no, it cannot be a 6 from this. Cannot be an 8 from this. And then this is also 7 and 9. Oh, this is 7, 6. But it cannot be a 6 because it has two neighbors in the same thing. So 7, 9. Then this is not a 4, not a 3, not a 1. So this is a 2. So this whole thing kind of collapses now. This needs to be a 2 or a 1. So this is a 1. And then this, is this a 3? No, it's not a 3. So this is a 4, funnily enough. I think. Or a 1. Yeah, this is a 4 or a 1. And if this is a 4, then this is a 5, 6 pair, and this is a 4. But we don't know yet. And then if this is a 4, this is a 9. But if this is a 1, everything is still possible. So I am still maybe too sloppy because I almost wrote a 4 there. But we are way further now. Well, oh yeah, we cannot be a 2 and a 3. And then maybe there's some more Sudoku to be done. Maybe not, but maybe. I think there might be. So let's see. This box still needs a 6, which needs to go in one of these. Let's just note that down. And it needs a 2, which goes here. The 6, does that block anything else? Not yet. And it needs a, so here speed is just a bottleneck. The 4 is in one of these. And it needs, so it needs a 6, the 4, the 2, and the 9. No, what does it need? The 5. Well, we already know the 5 is in one of these. 6 is in one of these. So this is a 2 or a 7. No, a 2 or a... Which one is missing? 2 or 4. So this is this just a 2? Is that the naked single just because nothing else can go there? Cannot be a 6, cannot be a 5. Why can't it be a 5? I just have to trust this logic. It can be a 6, can be a 5, can't be a 4. So it's a 2. Interesting. And then 4 is in one of these. Not like that. So that means I can just put them like this, right? 5, 6, 4, 6, 5, 4. And then so now we have a triplet here. Maybe, but maybe because of the yellow we don't. So does the yellow matter? It doesn't really matter. We can just, no, it's not No, it doesn't block us. So we can remove this 5 because it's already shown. So this is a triplet. So this cannot be a 4. Because if this is a 4, then this needs to be a 6. Yeah, so this is a 1. Because of that triplet. And that doesn't resolve the rest like it could have. And then here we still need 7, 8, 9. And here, what do we need here? It's funny, I thought we would go further with the middlers, but we don't yet. And the left column also only needs, it needs 4 still. But this needs it needs a lot still, right? Because these aren't fully blocking anything. So where does the 3 go? Goes in one of these. Where does the 4 go? Well, can it go here? Is this? Okay, this is not a... Wait. Oh, that's scary. That's not nice. That's not nice notation, I think. Maybe there's a video on this notation, but this is not nice. I might just remove this and put it here only. So what do we need here? 4, 5, 6. One, which goes here. Also a naked something. Because it just can't go anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 9 needs to be in one of these as well. But I don't know which. Oh, this. Wait, this is a 2. Oh, I've run into a mistake again. So how do these guys never do this? So I am messing up again. So why did I say this is a 2? Because it cannot be a 1, a 3, or a 4, which is fair. And why did I say this is a 2? Why did I say, this is a 3 because the 5 is in one of these. So I am going to rewind until I remove this 2. Yeah, it's just the only thing that can go here, right? That was the whole thing. So I am misunderstanding because why can't the 2 go here? Well, the 4 goes in one of these. Yeah, I think I went too fast here. And actually, I proved that this cannot be a 2, so I can take that information. Because it sees this, so what can this be? Cannot be a 2. Can it be a 4? It can. That would make this a 4. Can it be a 5? No, because it's here. 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 4. Why did I think it cannot be a 4? Not sure. So it is hot. Makes this a 4, makes this a 6. This note I didn't like. Makes this a 5, 6 pair. So it makes this a 4. It's so easy to make mistakes. So then where does the 2 go? It goes in one of these. So this is a 2, 6 pair. I think, and this is a 5. Or am I going too fast again? I think this is, but I am not so good with the notation somehow. So this is a 5 and not yellow. And this is a full yellow and not a 5. Which means this is a 5. Oh. 5, 5, 6. Not yet. Yes, yellow. This is annoyingly slow. I am so sorry. This is a 5. Sorry. 5. Not yellow. So that it's symmetric. This thing now is symmetric. This thing adds to 10. It does work still, I think. Still not sure where I messed up previously, but let's just go on. So this is from 8 and 3, which will be resolved like this. This is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not an 8. And this can be anything. Oh, this cannot be a 3, cannot be an 8. This is a 4. A random naked single 4, just because nothing else can fit there. This is a 4. Okay, that's nice. And then this is what's missing here. 7, 9, and 1. So this is a 1. We have a 7, 9 pair here. 7, 9, so this is an 8. Then we have a 7, 9 pair here. And a 3, 8 pair here. So we got quite far by ignoring all these middle lines. Maybe I'm highlighting the 5s as well. Kind of feels interesting to do, just to keep track. Well, this is both. Is this just, well, oh yeah, this is a 2, because it cannot be the middling pairs cannot be the same thing. So this is 2, 6. So we need one more yellow here. That's interesting. And it's one of these. We knew that. But which one is it? Does it matter? Right now it doesn't, but we do need one yellow here. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Maybe for the digits it will be resolved. Okay, let's see. What's next? Can look at yellows, but so yeah, there's a yellow in here and a 5 in here. There's no yellows and 5s in this, so there's no yellows and 5s in this. There's no 5 in this, so one of these is a 5. Is that true? This, yeah, these, yeah, it's just by Sudoku there's a 5 in this, right? Not really Sudoku, because these two could be 5s by Sudoku, but they would need a 5 there. So there's a 5 in here. Is there a yellow as well in there? I think there's an actual 5 in here. So that means that there's a 5 in here. And that means that this is another 5 yellow pair, because they need to add to 5. And that means that, so where does the yellow go in this column? Not here, not here, not here. Because this box already has one, this box already has one, so this is also a 5 yellow pair. Maybe, no, it's not a rule, but it's happening here. Could make it purple. I think I can remove this coloring, by the way. Bloop. Yeah, this help. So these are actually kind of purple yellows. And that means, what does that mean? I think these boxes still are, so the 5 goes in all of this stuff. So what else does that teach us? We have the X. So what do we need here? We still need a 4 in here. So this is a 4. We still need a 6 in here, which can go anywhere. An 8 and a 9. 4 here is already done. And here can we, so these cells are kind of restricted probably, because these all see these 6 digits. So these need to be from 2. Well, a lot of them can be 2. All of them can be 2 because they block each other. So these are from 2, 3, can be 3. Wait, is that gonna be an issue? 5 can be 5, 6, 7. It can be 7. So let's say, what, 3? They could be 7, 7. But am I in trouble here? What am I missing here? So what can this value be? It cannot be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's blocked all by sudoku. Can be a 5 because that goes here. It can be a 6. It can be a 7. Can be an 8. But if this is an 8, then this is an 8. So it cannot be an 8. It cannot be a 9. So this is a 7. That makes this a 7. Oh wait, yeah, this is a 2-3 pair. So I am again saved by the bell, I think. So can this be a, oh, that makes this a not a 7, so a 9, 7, 9, 7. Resolves that. Still need a yellow in this box. 1 hour in. So this can be bow, yeah. Okay. Then where does 4 go? 4 goes here. So this is a 4. This is not a 4. Where does 6 go? Also here. So this is 4, 6. Just by sudoku. We don't get any yellows here. That means this is 2, 3, and 9. Yeah. So what do we have left to place in here? 4, 6, 7, 5, 1. Cannot be a 9. Can be a 2 or a 3. Another 4, 5, 6, 7. can be an 8. So this is from 2, 3, 8. Bit random. But let's just put it in. And then this can be a 2, 3. No, it cannot be a 2. Cannot be a 3. Cannot be a 4. Cannot be a... It can be a 5. We already knew that. It can be a 6. No. 7, no. 8, yes. So this is a 5 or an 8. Right? Because everything else is blocked by sudoku. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. And then this, possibly just the same, right? Well, yeah, the 4 is blocked as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Well, this can be a 9 still. So this is 5, 8, 9. And that doesn't mean anything here. Is there a triple in here? Is there a triple? There is a triple here. So that means this is a 6. Well, it just means that this is a 6 in general. Naked single, something, something. 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 2, 3, 9, 8, 5, 8. No, not resolved yet. There's a 3, 8 in here, but that doesn't really matter either. And then here we have 3 cells left, which are from, oh, we don't know. But what's possible? 1, 2, 3, everything's possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, there's not really much pressure on this cell. So let's see. So here it's also interesting. We need a 5 in here. And we need a yellow, but it could also be this one. And we need an 8 in here. So it's 4, 6, 8, 5. Uh, 4, 6, 8, 5. Not a 4. And this needs to add. So this could be 4, 6. Cannot be an 8. This is just an 8. And that means one of these is a 5. And if one of these is a 5, the yellow is also in here. We do it like this. Oh, like this. So these are also connected. That means this is the yellow here by some form of sudoku. Doesn't really matter, I think, for anything. Just nice for the administration. Well, it means there's no one that can be yellow anymore. So that is good to keep in mind. So yeah, so for example, if this is an, yeah, it doesn't really matter now, but if this is an 8, yeah, it can resolve something. Let's just say that. So this is 4, 5, 6 for sudoku. And that also means that this is the same. It's also, yeah, it also needs to be a 5 or a yellow one. Well, this can never be yellow. We already knew that a long time ago. So this is a 5. This, yeah, and this is pink, yellow, not a 5. means this is not yellow, so this is a 5. This is purple. Why is it reversed? And then this is like this. So this is a 5, 5, 5. Not a 5. This is a 4, 6 pair. Not resolved yet. Interesting, right? So there's one 5 in here, and the other 5 is here. And then for the yellows, we need one more yellow in here. So this yellow is here or here. Do I put that in? I think I will. And this yellow, yeah, it can still be everywhere. Have we used all the other hints? Mostly. Well, we know this is the same. Is that relevant? Might be relevant at some point. And maybe that point is now. Maybe. And the 5s, yeah, we only miss one 5. But does it help that we know these are the same value? So if this is a 2, this is a 2. This becomes a 3, 9 pair. What does it do? This becomes a 5, 8 pair. This becomes a 3. So this is the, okay. So this is the opposite. And if this is a 3, then this is a 3. This becomes a 2, 9 pair. It is also an 8. So this is always an 8. Right? So let's say this is a 2. Then what? Then these two. Well, wait, no, maybe I'm too fast. If this is 2, then these are 3s. This is a 2, 9 pair, which could be 9 and 2. Or 2 and 9. Yeah, it would be 2 and 9. So, am I onto something or am I onto nothing? Maybe I'll just follow the undo trail. 2, 2, 3, 9, 8, 5, 9, 3, 9. Perfectly fine. But this has to be an 8. Why does it have to be an 8? Yeah, that's incorrect. Why? This could be 3, this could be 3, 9, and this could still be 3, 8. Yeah, this being a 2, 9 or a 3, 9 pair, well, the 9 goes in here, but we already knew that. But these are a triplet, well, we already knew that. So what is left in these cells? We need a 1 somewhere in one of these. So let's just type that in. We need a 2, 3, 8, right? That's just how it is. This is not the 8. But it doesn't really help us along. Well, where does the... Oh yeah, the 8 goes. Yeah, this is not the place to be, I think. So what else do we have that restricts us? That can teach us anything? I think there must be some more sudoku to be done. So here it's from... This is 1, 2, or 4. Just gonna type everything out. This is a 1, 2, 3. So this is a 4. because of this triplet. This is from 6, 8, 9. No 8 here. This is too much. It's 1, 2, 3. So this is, I will put it 1, 2, not 3, 8 or 7. Just because it's blocked there. 1, 2, 3, 8, 7. This is 1, 2, 3, 7. Not that interesting. Well, it is interesting. Oh yeah, well, this cannot be a 1. Because this is a 1 and this is yellow. There we go. That's the thing that we probably need. That means that this is not 2 or 3 because we have a 2, 3 pair. This is a 9. This is not a 9. This is an 8. This is a 1. So this is a 2 and 3 pair. And it's not a 2 either. So it's a 3, 2, 2. I knew that it would come in. So it's beautifully done. Then this is a 5, which makes this. That needs a bit more administration. Purple, this, yellow, a 9. Yellow 9. So this is a 4. We already knew that because of this 6. It is kind of funny how everything comes back. This is 6, 4. Yeah, it is fun. It's a fun puzzle. This is a 5, which we will make purple just for completeness. This is not a 5. This is a 9, it seems like. Let me do it like this. Not a 9. Not an 8. And this is also a 2, 3, 7, which we will put in. Cannot, well, it can be a 2. We need to find out what is yellow here. So yellow is one of these now. So we have a yellow X-wing. I forgot if that's useful. I don't think it is for in this case because it just means that these rows and these columns are solved or are fulfilled with yellows. But what yellows do we miss? We miss 3. No, we missed the, because we only need 2 more yellows, which is a 7 and an 8. So if so this cannot be a 7 and it cannot be an 8. So it's just, this is the full yellow. And it's a 7, 8. 7, 8. 7, 8. And it's not a 7. So this is an 8. 8, 8. This is a 7. Because this needs to be the last yellow, the middler. I am kind of cooking now. I might reach the end without any problems for the first time that I'm trying this concept. So 2-hour videos where I never got anywhere, just got stuck. Well, now I get stuck in the weeds of the tool, but let's not ruin our fun with that. This is not an 8. So this is an 8. So now it's just sudoku, I think, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. This is 8. Undo. This is 3, 8, 2, 3. This needs a 1 and a 6. So this is 1, 6. This needs a 2 and a 7. So this is 2, 7. This is 9, 6. This needs a 1, which goes here, and a 9. This needs a 6, which goes here, and a 7, and this needs a 2, which goes here, no 3 in the corner, and a 3 in the non-corner. Oh, it auto-checked. Well, but I did it. Let's not hurry. So I think they use some different, let's not worry. They use a different settings with the auto-check. The putting in the last number just tells us the answer. But we did it in 80 minutes. So I think without the intro, the Cracking the Cryptic guys did it in 25 minutes. So let's be optimistic and say I'm 3 times as slow, with a lot of mistakes and backtracking, a lot of worry. But I did have a lot of fun because the end is so satisfying. Can we look at it one more time? I think I just have to like the puzzle. And it's a beautiful puzzle. So if you like this as well, subscribe. I'm still trying to get to 500 and then 1,000 subscribers. Don't think it matters for anything else. Leave a comment, try the puzzle for yourself. And in any case, thanks for watching.